Okay, greetings and salutations, my fellow Landsradians and those of you beyond. I am Leto II. This is the R5 Life with Leto in Ebony, the King's Return. I'm the R5 of the Landsrad on server 1964. I am going to go into a couple other things that go into helping you defeat big monsters. I forgot, and I just was kicking myself. I want you to see them because they're pretty darn unique. You might never have known. And but first, hey, let's open a barb fort here. I happen to find one, and yeah, you want to see what I do? Okay, cool. So I scouted this already. Let's see here. It is, there's 7 million troops, primarily archers. So we want to attack with ground. Let's take a look at the buffs. I don't really care about those. These are low buffs though. But see what I like here is the 11 million as far as the resources go. That's going to be a good return on my attack. So let's see here. First and foremost, my friends, you want to make sure that you've got the correct gear on, monarch gear, okay? And let's see here, mostly ranged, and there are very few cavalry, then there's a lot of siege. So I'm going to take down ranged and siege here, and then I'm going to bring down the defense on my ranged. All right, so I can cut through them real quick, even though they're weak to ground. All right, let's see here. I've got a very small buff on, just the junior. All right, and let's crack this bad boy open. All right, let's see here. Modify here 1369666. All right, and 1069666. These are just, it's more of an art, less of a science, but I'm making use of my buff and making sure I'm kind of spacing the troops out. Okay, let's see here. About 3 minutes. Let's skedaddle here. 43 seconds for the sake of this video, not going too long because I want to get into things. 19 seconds. All right, I'm telling everybody, it'll be open. Oh, I can't type when I'm doing it in T-5 seconds. Oh, man, terrible. All right, and I'm just gonna throw in some gatherers here, okay? After it escapes there, bloop, and share on my Landsrad page, open. Let's see, there she blows. Haha. Okay, so then make sure and take your tactics off. If you're doing this, be careful because it doesn't auto-select your gatherers. All right. Let's see here. Not one soldier. Reset. Okay, I put in like kind of the ones that I know have the best equipment or the best troop load. All right. But not like my highest troops because I like to leave stuff behind for defense. Okay, there we go, 21, that's good enough. Open this up for mostly the alliance. 632 lost power, 632,000, just under 8,000 wounded. That's pretty darn good. My ground game is pretty strong, regardless of some of the buffs. Let's see here, and 11 million in resources. I love that. It's getting crazy downstairs. Sorry about the noise. It will quiet down here in a moment. But let's see, what's my return? About 8,000, okay? 8,000 points. So that is not bad. It's not the best, but it's not bad. I like 8,000 for me, considering how relatively low the power might be. Okay, so let's get into things here. Okay, I've already taken up 4 minutes with that barb fort, but hey, all these little insights to hey guys, can you not scream so much, please? Thank you. The noise really carries here. It's an open concept to a certain degree. So hey, remember to repair your siege machines. 133 in gems. That's not bad as far as PvP stuff goes. And we got to heal some people. So hopefully you enjoyed that. That's how I roll. Okay, so here we are. I promised you that we were going to tie up some loose ends as far as the monster buffs and debuffs, okay? I want to show you one thing in particular that is super cool with a character that I think a lot of us get our hands on because he's kind of like one of those beginning characters. You especially need him for your adventure mode at the beginning. All right, so let's see here. Boom. I'm going to do a couple of rallies here. Gosh, sorry, I just can't miss out because today's the monster killing shenanigans with the tiered monarch. Okay, so let's see. I kind of want to go for 5. Oh, I'm so sorry, you guys, gals, peoples. Look at this. I'm like not doing what I promised we would. Let's see here. Got that guy. Let's try and find another one. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna give a holler down at my kids again, okay? Because they can't quite control themselves and they all have to talk at once. It's amazing, right? Hey kiddos, I really need you to be mindful of your noise and talk one at a time and wait for mommy, okay? Please? Thank you. All right. Hey, it's Candid Camera here, my friends. Okay. So, oh man, I gotta say this. There are a lot of 4 and 5 pans here. Ooh, level 6. I've been getting the damage. I'll take that. Golly! Here we go, more monster hunting. So I guess it all kind of tracks, okay? My willy-nilly searching all over the map to see whatever I find next, I'm just gonna go after, even though I'm going with my most powerful monster hunter, Maria Teresa. And, by the way, I got my hands on another piece of civilization gear. All right. Oops, I can't send anymore. All right. I might have to break this into 2 because I'm going to have to go lay down the law, if you will. No, I won't do that. Everything's going to be okay. You guys know I'm a dad and we got a family here. I'm rambling. Here we go. Let's look at this general, my favorite, Maria Teresa. I was able to beef her up a couple of bars because of Hecate's moon. All right, actually only 1 bar, and I just 4 away from the next one there. Okay, so slowly but surely. But look at what I added to her arsenal. I got myself the Rurik armor. All right, those refining attributes are terrible, about as bad as it gets. Okay, but again, they're all gold because when you get all gold refinements, you unlock the advanced refining, okay? And the advanced refining on this bad boy is, there we go. All troops defense. That's incredibly helpful, so I'm willing to suffer through these bad refinements and I'll fine tune them later. But look at what this does, okay? Mounted troop HP on monsters, 80%. My gosh, that's amazing. Troops defense on monsters, plus 30%. So that's everybody overall, not just ground and mounted. We care about mounted. Ground troop and mounted troop HP, that is on top of HP with the monsters, 35%, and attacking mounted troop defense, 35%. Booyah! Okay, I'm 1 away. I just need the boots, which will probably take me a couple months, considering that the supremacy civilization gear scrolls are very difficult to get their hands on, unless I get super lucky. And I've been collecting my Lucky Hunter's gifts. Okay, so we got that. I showed you the piece. That's so cool. I want you to take a look at a general that you might have in your arsenal, okay? And you need to hang on to him. You need to ascend him because he helps you tremendously. Martinus, all right? I have not used Martinus in a very long time because I've since gotten much better mounted generals, but he's a great starting mounted general. He requires a dragon to benefit from his skill. But let's take a look at what he... I'm so sorry. Kiddos, what? Please, just a little quieter, my kiddos. All right, working in the kitchen. Man, I feel like a dingus, a little embarrassed, but that's okay. Hang in there with me. Martinus, all right, is a guy that you want to keep on your roster, and whenever you get, if you're lucky enough to get him in the tavern, because he's got a let's see here, portraits. He's under others because he's the son of the Rage King and Empress Dowager 60, I think. But here we go. He is there, and his probability, I think I've shown you before, is 0.02%. Man, I refreshed that to get him because you need to see what he is capable of doing for you and your monster killing. All right, you awaken him, and let's look at his skill all by itself. Increases mounted troops attack by 25% when general is leading the army, and by an extra 15% when general brings any dragon. That's not a whole lot. It's only 40%. Okay, but look at this. Increases march speed by 10% when you own the general. So as long as he is on your roster and not perfectly dismissed, you're owning him, essentially, he will give you a 10% march speed increase. That is pretty cool. But let's look further. At 2 red stars, which is 7 stars, he will increase the in-city troops wounded into death rate by 80% when he's attacking somebody. So you're more likely to kill the wounded, the enemy. But he increases mounted troop attack on monsters by 5% when you own the general. There is another buff for just having him ascended on your general roster. Okay, his next 2, capacity, war rally capacity, and mounted troop HP, yay. But look at this, when you awaken him, that 10th star increases mounted troops attack by 5% when he's leading the army. That is not a good return. But down at the bottom, increases mounted troop attack on monsters by 5% when you own him. So this general is worth ascending all the way, because just having him awakened, which you're going to need multiple generals awakened in order to do your victory column, you get a bonus of 10% damage on monster, a mounted troop attack on monsters. That's huge. And that's just for having him. I keep saying that over and over again, but that is such a neat little thing that can go unnoticed. And these things, when you own the general, they are on a few other generals. I won't get into that, but pay attention to that. You don't want to perfectly dismiss them. You want to keep them on your roster so you benefit from that owning them. That is Martinus, okay? Invest in him. And then when you awaken him or you ascend him accordingly, put that bad boy in your Senate, okay? As a governor, is probably the best spot because that's where many of us will unlock first. And once you ascend him and he's awakened, you've got in-city buffs and attack, mounted troop defense, mounted troop attack, and mounted troop attacking mounted troop attack, and then regular mounted troop attack. So across the board, him awakened in your Senate massively boosts your mounted attack power. Plus you get an extra 10% of monster attack damage for owning him, all right? And even a 10% increase in your march speed. So, how about that? Very cool. What we're gonna go into next on the next video, hopefully it's a little bit more smooth, if you will, all right? We need to look into military tactics. I totally forgot about these. All right, when we did the monster hunting 101, Big Boss Hunting 101, I need you to see this. Some of us maybe have been confused on it for a little while. Maybe not, maybe we're forgetting about it. I don't know. But I want you to check out how important they are, how powerful they are, how much they help. And that's what I'm going to go into in the next video. All right, I'm Leto the Second, R5 of the Landsrat on server 1964 in Ebony the King Returns. Farewell, fellow Landsratians, High Council, and to those of you beyond, please stick with me. You're awesome. Peace.